Hello everybody. So basically I thought it would be a good idea to speak about past lives. We've all lived one. This is something that's always fascinated me from the time I can remember. Since a little, I think I was probably about 7 years old when I started to become fascinated with past lives, because I had a few questions and a few experiences that didn't make sense to me. Like I said, I started researching from a young age as nothing that I was seeing was making sense to me. And basically, when I started doing my researching, even though I couldn't read properly, well, I could read, but I mean, I couldn't understand everything. In a lot of books, there was perfect illustrations on what past lives were, and I just started delving a bit deeper into the topic. And basically I realized that the memories that I was having, because that is also what was confusing me, I had memories that my parents couldn't understand. I would ask them, Mommy, Daddy, do you remember the time when we, obviously I didn't see them in the memory, but I remember living out the experience, and they would look at me and be like, that never happened. My baby, what are you talking about? And I would have certain dreams of certain experiences that would just constantly reoccur, and then it wouldn't feel like a dream, it would feel more like a memory, because that is how the difference between a past life memory and an actual just a dream, is that when you have the dream, it's so much more vivid. It's not like this blurry image, but you actually seeing like we are seeing right now. And one of the memories that I remember from a past life is seeing a loved one of mine being taken away from me, and I just remember feeling really emotional, and I could never understand because I was so young, being taken away from me. And I remember this person had on like a white robe, and he had really long black hair. And no, it wasn't Jesus, but I mean, even though it sounds like it. And there was this guy, and he was like I can see it as if it just happened yesterday. And there was this guy that was walking next to him. He had on this, I call it Roman because I really don't know what era it was, but I can say it was probably like thousands of years, well, probably 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. And I remember he had on like this leather type skirt, and this Roman metal type hat, armor, whatever they called it, as well as this leather, and it was like a leather, it's almost like that police jacket type things that they wear to protect them. So, and sandals, and the person that was taken away from me was walking barefoot, and his hands was tied. And I remember just feeling really heartbroken. And I remember this beautiful arch, made out of rocks. It was just this arch. It ran like that, something you would see in Paris, but it was, and it was gravel ground, and there was little stalls on the side. And that memory was so vivid to me, and still no one can explain it to me. But now that I'm older, I realize that it was a really emotional memory, and that is why it's still stuck with me, because I still have a something emotionally attached to that memory that I need to work on. And I could never forget it. And when I did a few regressions, past life regressions, basically I got another memory which helped me to work on a issue that I have experienced and used to struggle with in today's life. The one memory I remember, being attacked by a lot of men. I was dressed in, it was almost like I remember the dress was quite pretty, but almost like really primitive and like not very rich. And basically it was those skirts that ran wide, and it had this Aztec pattern at the bottom. And I had things in my hair, like little metal things tying my hair up. That is what I remember. And I just remember screaming, and all these men were attacking me. And that one for me was really emotional, because I felt those emotions, and I realized that the reason why I am the way that I am, well, used to be towards men, was because at that time, in that lifetime, my rights and my power was taken away from me, and basically what was mine was taken away from me, and it made me understand a bit more about this life that I'm living, and the experiences that I have experienced, and it's helped me to make better choices. So yeah, that one is very emotional for me, because when I did the past life regression, there was nowhere near my mind. I never thought I was somebody who possibly was attacked by a bunch of men. Of course, this memory is also, I don't know how long ago this happened, how many, if it was hundreds of years. I just know it was very like Aztec, very, I know it wasn't Indian, it was something in that line, Aztec or whatever, something close Mexican, I don't know, but because it was a brief, short memory, but it was definitely something that was really hard for me, but it's helped me make better decisions, and it's helped me to have more respect for myself, and basically helped me to change my views on men, and why I was doing the same mistakes over and over and over again. So sometimes doing past life regressions can be really good for you. So I would advise, if it's something that you keep repeating, you just don't learn from the mistake, you keep repeating, I would suggest doing a past life regression. Obviously, one of the memories which happened in the same time frame of when I was attacked was just sitting around the fire, and in a hut mud type house. In the same time era, I was the same person, with my kids, and that again was hard for me, because those were my kids, and they're not with me now. I'm in this lifetime now, and yet I looked in some of their eyes, and I realized that a few of them are actually living, not all of them, because it was at least about 6 kids. 2 of them are living their lives out again with me in this lifetime. And I think it's actually really emotional, but at the same time, it gives you a better understanding of our life's purpose, and our aim, and what we are supposed to be doing on this planet. It's to experience who we are, and to be